$100 for a 4-hour use. Classrooms are rented at $8 per use. These fees have been in place since 2004. Since that time, utility costs have gone up quite a bit. And in addition, the cost of using the auditorium is fairly expensive because of the way the light board operates there. To light the stage, you have to light set up a console, and the halogen lighting that lights the stage, bulbs have a life of 25 hours, something of that nature. So we have fairly high cost, and the most common users of the high school auditorium, by the way, are private dance groups from
I was wondering about that.
around the area, not necessarily just from North Reading, but people, they're using our high school auditorium because our costs are so low. And so we have quite a few dance groups doing the recitals there. So the recommendation we make is twofold. We first want to recognize that the cost of the custodial details has to increase a little bit because labor costs have increased since 2004. We currently charge $33 an hour per custodial overtime. We want to raise that to $35 per hour for custodial.
You said 40 you want to.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking.
Well, I'm referring to the custodial detail.
Right, it says recommendation to increase time and a half charges to $40
Yes, thank you.
per hour, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. In addition, we recommend the increase of the gym fee at the high school to $35 per 4-hour time block. We don't recommend changing the gym fee at the remaining 4 schools. And we recommend increasing the auditorium rental from $100 to $200 for a 4-hour rental. In addition, we recommend increasing the classroom rental to $25 per 4-hour use. And as stated, the custodial up to $40.
Why aren't you increasing the elementary school gym? $15 for 4 hours seems really
Right.
inexpensive.
It is. I think we were trying, I thought from the committee, I don't think we have a strong feeling on this. We were trying to be as economical as possible. We're aware of the heavy use of the high school, of the 5 school gyms. We're trying to be attentive, sensitive to that. It's the high school gym that is the most expensive to open each day, and it's by far the one that's used the most. If you think that that's an unfair situation,
I'm looking at it, for the, if someone's using a gym, the batch gym, 4 hours a night, 5 nights a week, so that's going to increase their cost by $50. If they're using it over a 3-month period, that's going to end up increasing their cost. A 4-month period or 5 months, that's going to increase their cost by $800 to $1,000. So but I just look at that, and $15 is. I know there are some in the community that feel that they should have 100% access to the schools without paying anything, which doesn't account for wear and tear and everything else that we have going on when the gyms are being used full time. I just think $15 is a pretty short amount of money for a 4-hour rental.
I think it'd be nice if you didn't have to charge anything, but
Right.
I think these groups would lose their exclusivity if they did that as well. I mean, but the bottom line is that is remarkably low price.
Exactly.
For leasing out a gym for 4 hours.
Go to a private gym.
I'll lease them out. I'll take them for 5 nights a week and sublease them. I mean, really.
It's a money-making business.
Yeah, charge people $5 to come in and play.
I mean, Carl, I know this isn't the same kind of situation, but they have up in Tewksbury, and they have this bubble for indoor soccer, and it's not a very well-maintained place. It's you can play soccer in there. They got a turf field down.
Well, they do have heat.
Yeah, but they have heat. But Carl, it's like $200 an hour. I mean, I'm not looking for those kind of rates, but go to a private gym and try to rent it for.
And the last thing we're trying to do is throw anybody's budget out of whack, whether it's youth
Right, I'm trying to
basketball
be more reasonable.
or St. Teresa's
yeah,
or
right.
anybody that's using our facilities. That's not our intent, but really is a very low rate to charge for the use of the facility, particularly if it's costing us, money for custodians and utilities.
I imagine at the elementary level, the gyms are mostly youth sports.
Yes.
Who's using it at the high school level that you can increase it?
That's youth sports too,
Yeah,
Saturday and
it's
Sundays.
Primarily
Big
just
time.
sports, and to be honest, the primary user of our school gyms is the youth basketball
Basketball,
program.
right.
The youth basketball,
Yeah.
even
They
at the
would-
high
they
school?
would-
Yeah, Saturdays
They
and
draw
Sundays,
the
the games all day.
They would be the primary recipient of this increase.
Well, if that's the case, would it make more sense to find a medium ground and raise them all by $10 or something? It-
You go to rent a batting cage for a half an
Well,
hour.
just so
it's
that we don't
$20.
have someone saying why, if the custodians are making the same money at both buildings and you're covering the cost you incur,
I
Then-
clearly understand the sense of the committee on this. I have no, what I'd like to do then is amend my recommendation. As I said, on this one in particular, I try to be conservative. But I think, what do you say?
30 and 20 instead of 35 and 25.
yeah, both go like,
Go up by
share the
$5.
wealth. Isn't that the new theme? Share the wealth.
Share the pain.
Spread the pain.
So let me.
And let's make a public announcement that we will return youth basketball's calls as soon as we get out of the meeting. Because I'm sure the phone is
They're on their
gonna-
way.
Carl, I have a question for you. Do they pay the $25, say, for 4 hours at the high school, plus the custodian fee?
On a weekend. They are
On a
only-
weekend only. So
only-
during the week,
No.
there's no additional custodian fee?
That's correct. The only
Okay.
time we charge for custodians is when the building would otherwise be closed.
When, yeah,
Right.
the trick is to get his schedule and move your program around the custodian schedule.
Right.
I think if we went up $5 on each rather than 10
All one, yeah.
on one, so you go to 30 at the high school and 20 at the
Yeah.
elementary schools.
I thought the high school was some like one-time out-of-town use, and I'd say double them.
No, that's the youth
basketball
basketball is
is
every
at
Saturday
all
and
day.
Sunday.
They're
Yeah.
all-
No one else can get in.
No.
Well, I remember.
We have plenty of requests from out of town, but there's never any space for them.
Right.
See, we could be like gouging now.
Right. Like we're gonna set up
It's
the
the old
tolls at the
North Red
borders,
Cat,
right?
yes.
Same thing.
So,
Yeah.
I'd like to amend the recommendation. I'd like to recommend that we increase the high school gym use fee to $30 per 4-hour use, and the 4 remaining elementary schools from $15 to $20 per 4-hour use.
And just a comment on the rental of the auditorium for, what is it, $200 you're
Yeah.
proposing?
Yes.
Having been to a number of dance recitals, they are making thousands.
Yes.
Yes.
Thousands, just on the trinkets and the food and the water
Yeah,
they sell
especially
at
if
the
getting
door.
a cut of the profits.
So I wouldn't hesitate at all
Okay.
to increase that. It's just, it's preposterous what they charge.
I can tell you that Masconomet charges $500 to outside private groups.
I can
for
understand
using
why.
their,
I mean, I just,
their auditorium, and they're not, they're difficult groups to host because you have a lot of children
running around crazy.
and a lot of, it's just a lot of management.
Yeah.
I was unaware of what the committee's views would be about the appropriateness of fees like this, because we haven't talked about this for.
But these
so
have been
long.
raised since, these have been, since 2004, these have been the fees. And costs have obviously gone up for utilities and
The custodial
custodians
contract.
and everything else, so, I don't think it's unreasonable to especially for the gym fees, to raise them by $5 each.
Carl, why is it we consider increases to the inside the facilities and not on fields?
Presently, it is the recreation department that sets those fees
For everything?
for field use, yes.
Even like the baseball camp that goes on in the summer?
And the football field?
That's correct.
They just pay a flat fee for that, huh?
So that comes out of the youth sports athletic, the fee that, youth sports user fee that they pay to the rec includes the fee, okay. Okay.
Huh. And we want to turn our fields over? I don't know. Something seems.
Okay, so
Especially
we
that.
have 4 proposals for fee recommendations. Let's vote on these, and then I believe we're not gonna vote on anything regarding the sports, regarding athletic fees, but we do wanna discuss that, correct?
Yes.
So let's vote on these first. First of all, the pre-kindergarten, is there any questions about the recommendation to increase the tuition from $275 to $300 per month?
Make a motion to approve?
Motion by Mrs. Bach to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Venezia. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Full-day kindergarten going from $400 to $425, and again, I'll point out that both of these rates, both the pre-kindergarten rate and the full-day kindergarten, have been in effect since September 2006, so it'll have been 3 years with the same rate.
Motion to approve.
Yes, at the time, yeah. Okay. Can I ask, just?
Oh, and
perhaps-
also with
yeah.
on both the pre-kindergarten and the full-day kindergarten, the tuition will include verbiage that makes it clear that these tuitions will be in effect regardless of any potential change in calendar and schedule.
Thank you.
So do I have a motion? So can we, let's do that motion again in the pre-kindergarten as amended. Can I have a motion for it as amended?
Yes, so moved.
A second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Full-day kindergarten, the same motion, that the new tuition of $425 per month will be in effect regardless of change in school calendar or schedule.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Vaca, seconded by Mr. Venezia. Any further discussion?
I don't know if I can support this one if it's going to bring us up to the highest tuition in the area. I mean, it bothers me enough that we charge for full-day kindergarten when we have to. But I don't think I can support a rate hike on this particular one.
I'm just curious, how much higher will we be than surrounding
Well,
communities?
the survey I did was of present tuitions. It's not always, you never know what next year's tuition is going to be because communities are just looking at next year's. So the highest rate I could find presently is $400 a month. Presently. And I think out of a dozen communities, 2 were at 400, North Reading another community. The remainder are 350, 300.
Wow.
I don't know if they'll be at 425 next year, but even if as I said, I want to be honest about this. We will be among the highest if we go to 425.
And how many communities did you survey?
12.
All around this area?
Would this be, is this just in response to our financial difficulty, or is the cost of providing this also going up to the point where we need to charge more in order to cover our costs?
Well, it's a 6% increase, and it will be the first increase in 3 years. Nicole, I think it's a combination. A 6% increase after 3 years is probably not unreasonable, given the fact the salaries have gone up more than that over a 3-year period. In addition, the way we use this money is to not only for salary, but for materials, supplies, paraprofessionals. Those costs have increased as well. This is not a recommendation I think we make with a lot of.
I don't think any of us are happy about it.
No.
And I have, as you can hear, probably, I have a little hesitancy being aggressive about the recommendation. But in light of our budget situation, we decided to look at all of these fees and tuitions at the same time.
Right. Oh, that's
In
understandable.
reality, it's over 4 years, because it doesn't take effect until 2010, and it was in effect in 6. So,
How does this compare with just curious, with private kindergarten? It's a lot, is it?
Oh, quite a bit less, I think.
Private kindergarten.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's, private kindergarten, municipal will end up being $4,000.